Detroit Lions fans, Detroit Den 313 back with another one. Stephen Will here, ready to talk some Detroit Lions football. If you guys only knew, I got to say this. If you guys only knew what we talk about before these episodes start, we need to do a bloopers world. We need to have cameras rolling. It would be. We'd probably have more subscribers. We need to have more subscribers, or we would go off the air. I know we'd be fine on Twitter. We'd probably be viral on Twitter, but think about becoming a member, doing all the things, man, so you can win some free stuff. Steve, what we getting into today, man?
We got some news. All right. We got some news. We don't talk all the news that happens. All right. Lions go out and sign a long snapper. Don't talk about it. Okay. We know what's going on. But the Lions did a little something today, Will, that piqued my ears up a little bit. Got my attention, got my radar going. I got to scan. I got to see, hey, what's going on? Why are we doing this move? What's happening? The Detroit Lions signed tight end Anthony Firkser to the practice squad. I believe he was on Kansas City's practice squad previously. But my first question is, why are we signing a tight end? Why are we signing a tight end? Because we know we got Laporta, like we're set there, right? We know Brock Wright is the big blocking tight end who will sneak out and beat you sometimes. Like you just forget about him, lulls you to sleep like a little baby, and then he's in the flat getting a 15-yard gain. And then what was interesting is I noticed when we were just beating the brakes off Washington the other night, we brought the backups in about 6-7 minutes into the game, and I believe our third string tight end Ross Dwelly even had a catch. So there's 3 tight ends on the roster right there. Now we're adding another one. What do you think could be the reason for this, Will?
I'm hoping somebody isn't banged up. I haven't seen anything. As we're talking right now, I was just scrolling through Twitter to see, I'm going through the Detroit Lions and Tim 20 men and Pride of Detroit and just kind of scanning and making sure. But to my knowledge, I think everyone's fine, so I'm a little bit confused at what's going on. I'm hoping that we don't have like a Brock Wright banged up or something like that, man. So haven't seen that, so that's not breaking news. I'm not saying that we do, but it is interesting.
I'm a little familiar with Firkser's work because he was with the Titans for a long time, and then they cut him loose. He went to the Jets for a minute, the Chiefs. He's bounced around a little. I think he was with some other teams too, if I'm not mistaken.
See, hey, people! I told you guys. He leaves those breadcrumbs. He's tighten up. I'm telling you, it's in my text all the time. I should release my text.
Screenshot
tighten
it.
Up.
Screenshot it.
Tighten up.
When the last time it was you probably had to go
last
back
week.
Stop. You probably have to go back to 2016. Last time I said something like that when they had a big win. Titans been dog shit for like 5 years now. What are we talking about? Firkser is. He does on ESPN. They don't even have his height and weight. Okay, like this dude's not going to the Hall of Fame. All right, let's just get that out there. But it is kind of intriguing to me that he's kind of a hybrid tight end. Like he's not an elite pass blocker, but he's good. He's not an elite pass catcher, but he's good. He's not an elite route runner, but he's good. I don't know, Will. It's just a little interesting to me. Why that position when I feel like we're pretty deep at it? And with Shane Zylstra, I know he's on the IR, but I feel like we're pretty set at tight end, even without just rocking them with the 3. So what's going on? I don't know. I'm curious to see now. Does he even make the active roster? I'd be a little surprised. But if we're holding on to him for something later on down the road, I think we could have a nice little tight end room there. I like Shane Zylstra's game. Again, we don't hop on here for just any news. This interests me to an extent. My interest level is probably about a 6.5. I'm there. I'm curious to see what's going on. But I don't know. Well, I'm just wondering what's the Lions' move here long term with a guy like this.
Yeah, like I said, my only worry is everyone not being okay. Like I need everybody in the and listen. I feel like Brock Wright is really underrated, so I need him to be okay as well. Obviously, when we start talking about Lagoda, he better be okay. But I need Brock Wright to be okay too. We absolutely cock blocked the dirty San Francisco 49ers, just trying to sneak in the back door and steal our boy Brock Wright out of Detroit. Just cock block those guys. No, Batumbo style. Yeah. So there's a reason why we wanted him to stay in Detroit, man. There's a reason why we gave him a couple dollars, man, a couple doll hairs to make sure that he stayed in the Motor City, man. It's because he's a hell of a blocking back, and every now and then that dude will make a play. He'll catch a screen pass, and score a touchdown and win a football game. So underrated Brock Wright.
He did that a couple years ago against the New York Jets, just a slow game, and Zylstra just sits a little 1 yard crossing route and he ends up taking us to the house. I think he's very underrated. He's a great, great blocker. So I'm with you, Will. I can only picture Ferkser's coming in from maybe some special teams. Maybe, we haven't seen any special teams trickery yet. And I think something's coming. I keep waiting for it. Every time we're at the game and I'm watching us line up the punt, I'm looking to see who's out there, what's Grant Stewart doing, what's Vaki doing, are they in their normal stand? Like what's going on? I'm paying very close attention to them. So is Zylstra, or not Zylstra, I'm sorry. Ferksker coming in to do some special teams work, and maybe we got a little package. And here's another thing: our special teams has just been poop. It's not been good. Our special teams. While we're on the topic, I don't know where we rank, but I'm not impressed. I'm not very impressed with what's going on. It's mainly our kick and punt return, and we had a blocked field goal a couple weeks ago against Minnesota. It's just, I don't know. Real quick, are you concerned with special teams at all?
Steve, I am, and it's gone on since preseason. Now, I told myself in preseason, I said, it's preseason, and I think you might have even mentioned it in preseason, like, hey, we got to get this tightened up before the regular season. And I think I
Tightened
said,
up?
Steve,
Tightened up.
yeah, I think that would have been probably was another tighten up text. But anyways, I digress. I said, man, it's just preseason, Steve. Don't worry about it. We're gonna be fine. And then next thing you know, this thing has lingered on to the regular season. Don't like it, but if you're gonna make these mistakes, I need you to make it the first half, the front half of the regular season, the back half of the regular season. And I need it to be perfect, and it better be just immaculate for the playoff run.
I think that special teams probably played 60% of the reason why we lost the Vikings game, if I'm being honest. Our kick return, I think their opening drive started at like the 35, 36-yard line. And I think they had a punt return that ended in the same area. Or no, that was the fumble recovery by David Montgomery, put the ball on the deck. But then the blocked field goal, they returned that down inside damn near the red zone. They had a punt return touchdown. Luckily, we got called with a phantom holding, the blocked kick. Like our special teams just hasn't been good. And we can't be letting teams start at the 40-yard line or worse in our own territory. If you go back and you break down those drives by the Minnesota Vikings, everyone's praising J.J. McCarthy on the Vikings fan base because he had 3 touchdowns. He had 143 yards. He didn't go the length of the field on us. Like his touchdowns were all because of special teams. And I get it. Hey, that's a facet of the game. We got to take advantage of that. It's a part of the game where you want to win. That just goes to show you what happens when you don't win the special teams battle. Teams start in short fields. They score touchdowns. When you look at what J.J. McCarthy did, when he had to drive 50 or more yards, it either ended in a punt, a turnover, or a field goal. I can live with those. I can live with those all day. So I don't know. Clear up the special teams. Maybe that's what Anthony Ferksker is in here to do. Help with some trickery. I don't know, Will, but what else we got tonight? Because I got some more news. But what you got?
Steve, I don't know if you see me looking over. A buddy of mine just sent me a video, and I'm sure you've probably already seen it. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure you've heard about it. But the whole Payne St. Brown deal or whatever. Mm-hmm. Obviously, seen Payne cock back to Mississippi and throw a haymaker on St. Brown. But what I hadn't seen until just now is what St. Brown did prior to that to, I guess, enraged Payne, which is a guy that I probably wouldn't want to piss off. St. Brown, I say you're an absolute G for taking that punch from that large, violent man. He took it right on the chin, right on the butt. I know he's got a helmet on, but I tell you what, I wouldn't want to get hit with that guy or by that guy, even with the helmet on. But St. Brown kind of gave him a little bit of a half punch, half shove, walking by. Have you seen the video?
Yeah, it wasn't a punch. It was a little baby shove. I've seen worse things than that in my nephew's soccer game. Come on.
I'm glad. So that's really you answered the question. I was gonna ask you, do you think that warranted the reaction that Payne gave him? Because I'm looking at what St. Brown did, and I'm sure it looks like I can't see St. Brown doing it for no reason. You can't see. It kind of looks like Payne is saying something to him. St. Brown kind of gives him a mush face shove type deal, and then it's a little bit of a scuffle skirmish. He gets another one from St. Brown. I got no issue with it, but I just wanted to see how you felt about it when it got sent to me. I had finally seen the video. I hadn't seen the video at all, man. I kind of like it. St. Brown he ain't scared of nobody, man. D lineman.
Dirty football. Dirty ball. Yeah. Hey, it's not even dirty. It's not even dirty. That kind of stuff happens 65 times a game. Watch any special teams play. When a guy makes a big hit, they get up, they push the guy. It's just football. It's a contact sport. There was nothing malicious about it. Now what Deron Payne did was try to knock St. Brown's head back to Chicago. Like he tried to end that guy's life with that haymaker that he threw. Will, but no, I don't have any issue with it. I get it. There's some chirping. There's a reason why they have to bleep out a lot of stuff when they release the mic'd up footage and all that from people. There's some words said. There's stuff said. There's personal stuff said. I think what Deron Payne, what got under his skin is we were running the ball right at his face. I think that's what pissed him off and made him want to do this is he couldn't stop us. No one on that defense could stop us. I think they took it personal. There was probably, I believe, was he the one that was in Jared Goff's face? Was that the same guy? Remember they showed was it someone else?
No, it was what is his name? I just
99,
saw
I
it.
think. Yeah, we'll look it up. But there was another play like getting in Jared Goff's face after we just ran the ball for 12 yards. You get in Goff's face. The next play, we ran it right at that player, touchdown. Like I think that's what caused a lot of the heat.
Yeah, and Vilma he even said he was like,
What are you
yeah, that's why I don't understand why we're talking trash right now. You're pretty much getting belt to ass. So I don't understand. He didn't use belt to ass, but he's like, yeah, they're pretty much doing what they want. I don't understand what you could be saying right now other than, yes, sir. Yes, run the ball at my face, sir. I apologize for getting in the way, sir.
doing?
I get. I will move. I will move against my will, sir. Yes, I will. I will move against my will. Yeah. So, yeah. Shout out to them, man. Just get better, get tougher. It's a violent game. I don't think what St. Brown did was by any means crazy. As I'm watching, as I scroll through, I got another clip of it, and Deron Payne kind of shoves him before St. Brown comes at him. So I don't even think it was something that St. Brown necessarily initiated. Now that I see the full scope, when I was looking for that guy's name, I can't remember. No, it started with a K. Was it Kinlaw or whatever or something? I can't
Kinlaw,
remember.
Javon Kinlaw.
Kinlaw. Yeah. So, yeah, he was the one that was all in Jared Goff's face, and then it was a touchdown next play. So, I don't feel like we got revenge. I don't particularly care about, like, I wanted to win, but I don't particularly care about the game other than it just being another win on our belt. No, like a couple people, you mentioned that podcast that snipped us the other day. One of the guys at work asked me, he goes, "Hey, you guys gonna send the score to them?" Those guys are like, "Nah, man, it's by no means revenge."
Time out.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact,
Oh boy.
I couldn't remember their names, but I was looking. I was looking up like Washington Commanders podcast, and I honestly just couldn't find them. So, or I wasn't 100% sure that was them. So I'm not going to say I didn't try, Will, but the thought was there. But I really could not remember what their podcast was called. So,
He said,
yeah, hey, whoever asked, they were on the right track. They know me. I could be petty, probably. So.
well, I wasn't going down that road quite yet, but Steve, I will say, so I do stand with you. Had it been a playoff game, I may have been right. I'm saving that for the right moment, man. For right now, I'm gonna keep my gun on my hip, man. But yeah, it's the right time that thing will come out. What else you got, man?
Yesterday morning, I was looking, but I feel like I could probably go back into the mentions and find them, but I feel like the moment's passed now. It's Tuesday night, Wednesday by the time most people watch this. So the moment's passed, but the thought was out there. But some other news. Terrion Arnold, concussion protocol. I think he played his best game as a pro the last 2 weeks. I think he's been damn good. There's a lot of people out there that owe him an apology. I think we'll get an official word on him maybe tomorrow, but Thursday probably at the latest. So are you a little concerned that Terrion Arnold might not be available for the Eagles game?
Yeah, I am concerned. He's been playing good football. I will say the only people that I believe will owe him an apology is the people that said he was a bust. If you were just frustrated with his play, no apology needed. His play warranted frustrations, but he's been playing some doggone good football here as of late. He doesn't care, I'm sure, but proud of the dude, man. I'm proud of how he faced adversity. I'm proud of the decisions that he's made. They had that little Halloween party that a lot of those guys went to. He decided not to go to that party and stay home and watch film. I know I made a joke about that on the podcast, so I was thinking it was funny that it actually happened. I was saying, hey, listen, The only thing that dude needs to do is be sitting home and watching film and working on his craft. I don't know if you remember that one, but
Oh,
people
I
were kind of
remember it
hammering me.
very well.
Yeah, yeah, because people were kind of hammering me for that comment. But I was being dead serious because I don't know. That's the kind of competitor I am, Steve. When I get on here and I screw something up, I try to fix it, man. When people say that we suck and they have a valid reason for something that I screwed up, I try to get better at it. So if you're not doing something at a high level, I think that you should focus on it and get better. And that's just the bottom line. And I love the fact that he did that because he's getting paid to be phenomenal at his job. Handsomely is getting paid. So if he keeps playing like he's playing and only gets better, man, Steve, I think that this defense is going to be real scary because we don't even got his counterpart out there in DJ Reed yet. So yeah,
He
it
could be
does
coming
worry
back
me.
in early December, I saw.
Yeah, I saw that too. So it does worry me that him not being out there with AJ Brown, even though Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown aren't really clicking like they really would want to be. They're still very, very talented group. And then Devonta Smith and all of the other weapons, Goddard and Saquon Barkley. The list goes on, man. They got all types of weapons out there. So it doesn't feel good not having number one and number two corner potentially.
Did you happen to watch that Monday night game last night?
Are you going to talk about the fact that Lane Johnson might not be out there?
Well, I was going to mention that, buddy, I think that was one of the worst Monday Night Football
Ugly.
games. Yeah, it was ugly, like 0-0 at half.
Mm-hmm.
At one point, I was like, man, a field goal might win this thing. Like, what are we doing? This is an offensive league, and these teams are struggling. I don't know. Wasn't impressed. I was very, very intrigued by the game because, one, we play the Eagles coming Sunday night. Two, we got the Packers coming up in a couple weeks, rematch with them for week 1, Thanksgiving. So I was very, very inclined to watch this game to see what we're going against. The Eagles, man, they're beatable. Like everyone's saying like they're the best team in the NFC. I don't think so. I don't even think they're barely top 5 in the NFC. Now they win football games. They don't dominate people like they were last year. Last year, I think they were legitimately 1-2 Lions, Eagles for 99% of the season, the best two teams in football. But this year, I don't see them being top 5, maybe top 5, but they might be 4, they might be 5. So everyone's just acting like, and even when the schedule came out, we kind of have like the chat with some friends, like, hey, schedule's out, like, what are you thinking? I'm like, everyone's saying, oh, I don't know, that Eagles game, that's kind of, we got to chalk that one up as a loss.
Yeah.
Do we? They couldn't score 10 points against the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Packers are good. I'm not knocking them, but we'll talk more about it at game day, but just watching that game last night and Lane Johnson, it looked like he could have came back. He didn't go to the sidelines. He wasn't in a boot or anything. I think they kept him out for precautionary reasons, but that'll be something to keep an eye on because old 97, he's looking for a reason to get after Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, you're not wrong, Steve, but I will say peaks and valleys. A lot of times something happens and over 1 week and then this team gets dubbed the best team in the world and then the following week something else happened and the other team is the best team in the world. I watched the Detroit Lions absolutely lay an egg offensively and then come back the following week and light up the scoreboard. I'm expecting that this Philadelphia Eagles team does what we would do. We'd come back pissed off and we try to run it up on the next team, take it out on the next team. So I'm not gonna say worried, but my spidey senses are saying that these guys are going to kind of show up and show out or attempt to this week. They're not going to like what happened last week. They're not going to like the press clippings. They're not going to like what their fans are saying. They're not going to like what the national media is saying about this offense, and they're going to try to prove people wrong. So the Detroit Lions need to be ready for that. I still got respect for this team. I still think that they're one of the better teams, but at the end of the day, it's Detroit Lions Super Bowl or bust. To win the Super Bowl, you got to beat good teams. I'm expecting us to do that.
Now, a lot of people are saying that the Eagles is like the measuring stick, and I don't think it is as much as some other games that we've already played or are going to play. But they're a good team. They're a tough team to beat at home. They have all of the firepower offensively. It's just not clicking like it has in the past. Defensively, they're still very sound. It's still a good team, but I just can't say that they're a top 5. But I'm excited for it. I want to beat the Eagles. I think they're probably one of the worst fan bases I've ever personally encountered. They're just terrible human beings. Don't care for them. Like just scum. Out of all the years I've had season tickets, Will, the only time I've ever seen numerous fights, either inside the stadium, outside the stadium, before the game, after the game. Philadelphia Eagles a few years ago, week 1. Absolutely terrible fans. Everyone else, like, yeah, there's trash talk, but these guys just come in like they look to fight. It's just, dude, I'm in my 30s. I got to go to work the next day. I can't be fighting.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Steve, it's so funny, man, because Pittsburgh Steelers, Philadelphia Eagles fans, you know that I've got an opportunity to watch a lot of football games, having a close family member that played in the league, and he had a cup of coffee with the Philadelphia Eagles, full season with those guys, going out there and watching football games and being a part of that fan base and
Did you throw
getting to
snowballs at
witness.
Santa? Did you throw a snowball at Santa
I
Claus?
would
Is that what you're about to tell me?
I would never do that, Steve. I would never do that. But
I would.
the passion, Steve, the passion and the utter belligerence and violence from those people is it's just different. And when you're a part of it, and I don't mean a part of it by condoning or participating in those actions, but when you're in the thick of it, witnessing it, uh, it's interesting. It's interesting to say the least. But when you're not a part of it, I can 100% understand where you're coming from. Those fans are crazy, Steve. Crazy fights every single week. It actually reminded me of old school Pontiac Silverdome Detroit Lions. Like it was just a place for people to just
End up in
drink a
jail.
lot of drink a lot of beer, get pissed off, team be losing, other fans talking trash because they're beating our ass. So I fight you. Like that's kind of you saw fights at the Silverdome all the time, man. So I'm showing my age, but for those reasons, Steve, it kind of reminds me of the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, I can't imagine going to watch a game there. As a Detroit Lions fan, you gotta wear a mouth guard, headgear. You gotta be ready to go.
Have you ever? Let me ask you this, off topic, a little segue at the end of the show. Have you ever come close to getting into a fight at a game, any game at all?
I got a beautiful story for you,
As a
Steve. I
fan,
got a
as a
beautiful
fan,
story.
not as like when
Yeah,
you played.
yeah. Well, I have a beautiful story for you. That is a great question. So it was Pittsburgh Steelers game. My cousin's playing, uh, and it actually was when he was playing for the Toledo Rockets. Though they were playing against the University of Pittsburgh, uh, at Heinz Field. We're walking into the stadium. This guy dumps a beer on my Uncle Carl.
Mm-mm.
All right. Me and my cousin are walking, three, four guys behind him. Steve,
Oh boy,
business business got handled that day, Steve.
in the stadium or outside?
And it was just outside of the stadium, and I will say, you know what my background is. I got an
The glass
opportunity for
bowl
this
almost
dude.
got burned down to the ground that night.
This guy never seen me, Steve. So just think about that. Like you knowing me, and he's dumped. The two guys were talking trash to him, and then the last guy dumps a beer over my uncle's head, and yeah, yeah. Good night.
That was a
I
wrap,
just
huh?
touched. It was yeah, but yeah, that's the only time. And I'm like, I'm not
Yeah,
a guy that's gonna
you're pretty
be
more
caught.
passive,
Yeah,
laid back.
yeah, yeah. But I couldn't imagine, man. Like and my uncle being an older dude even at the time too. So like young guys, belligerently drunk. And you're going into another team's territory, so it's all good fun, whatever. He wasn't doing anything to like warrant having a beer
Nothing
poured
warrants
over
that.
his head. Yeah, so yeah, poured a beer right over his head and flipping him off or whatever. And while they're talking,
Night night.
and then yeah, and we kept just walking our way, walking our way into the stadium. So yeah. That's the only time. Other than that, it's just been all, just like. And then when people come to Detroit too, man, like it's just a little light trash talk. I don't like. Normally I buy the guys in my section. Like if you're sitting next to me, I'll get you a beer. But it's not by any means am I gonna be like throwing beers on you, flipping you the bird, cussing you out, like none of that, man. But
No,
you, what about you?
have I ever come close? Oh, I've came close, but not at a Lions game. I was at a. Oh man, this was probably like 10 years ago, if not longer. I was at a Red Wings game and they were playing the Pittsburgh Penguins. And this was when the Red Wings were still kind of decent, like at the back end of the playoff push. And then the Pittsburgh Penguins, they're always pretty good. And I was with my buddy. He's a diehard Penguins fan. And there was another Penguins fan. We were in like the Penguins section somehow at Joe Louis Arena. And I don't know how it happened, but this kid behind me just kept like, I don't know, he was just chirping. The Red Wings were getting their ass kicked. Like he was talking shit. It's all good. It's all friendly. But the Red Wings were down. I think it was 5-3 with like 2 minutes left to go. And we ended up tying the game and going into overtime and winning. And I don't know where I didn't say anything to this kid the whole game. Smacked me in the back of the head buddy, that was hey, listen, that was strikes 1, 2, and 3 right there. Now he's
But
got the high ground on me, but he's a younger
yeah,
kid. Like he's a younger
yeah,
kid, so I could pull him down there and get into an old hockey scrum like back in the day. So I didn't do that, but I literally said, we were. I can't even remember what was said, Will, but I flat out remember saying like, Greektown, I'm parked on level 7. I'll see you there if you want to finish this outside because I'm not getting arrested in the stadium. And we went
yeah,
back to Greektown. We waited. No one showed, but that was it. But I was just like, man, like why me? Like why did I get that? Like I'm in my Red Wings gear, like I'm a fan, but there's 100 of us around. Like I don't understand. So
why me?
that was
Absolutely.
kind of the closest, but my buddy kind of he held me back a little bit. But I was ready, but I don't like to do that stuff, and I'm in the same boat. Like we just played the Buccaneers a couple weeks ago, Monday Night Football. There's a young guy or a younger-ish guy with his daughter. She was probably like 10, 11 years old wearing Buccaneers stuff. And they were friendly, and I did the same thing after the game, pat on the back. Hey, good luck the rest of the season, run it back in the playoffs. There's no reason to get, there's a difference. Like with Philly fans, there's a difference between passion and just being an asshole. And they definitely
Yeah, for
crossed that
sure.
line to me. So
Yeah.
anything else you got for tonight?
No, I want. You know what? Now that we talked about the subject, man, put it in the comments. If you've been in a game, you had a situation, I want to hear it. I want to hear about it. If you got a nice juicy story, hear about it. Or put it in the comments, and if it's real good, we'll talk about it on the show.
And if you've been to a Pittsburgh Panthers game in Pittsburgh, let us know if that body's still there. Stick around, hit that like button. We'll be back
For
there
real.
with another show.